Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are up to something new on our channel which will include lectures about SAT test regarding maths, SAT maths. So let's begin with the video. We'll be discussing the must know formulas for SAT maths, right? So we will begin with the average, mean, median and mode formulas. So what do you do for mean? You will write the sum of all the terms, right? You'll be writing the sum of all the terms divided by number of terms, right? Whatever set you have to calculate the average for, you will write sum of all the values given in that set and divided by the total number of values. Then comes mod. For mod, basically what mod actually is, mod is the most occurring number, right? So in the set whatever comes the max times will be the mod. Okay, then what do we have next? We have median. Okay, for median we have two scenarios, one is even and one is odd. In even number you take the sum of two middle values and divide that by 2. And in case of odd, you write n plus 1 divided by 2. Here n is the total number of values of a set, total number of terms in a set, right? Next, we'll be discussing exponents and powers. Okay, so we have few rules regarding powers and exponents. What are those? For example, you have two numbers which are x power a multiplied x power b. Okay, so this is called the base and this is called power, right? So if two same bases are multiplying with each other, their powers will be added, right? You'll give answer this way: if two bases are multiplied with each other, their powers will be added. And if the two same bases are dividing with each other, their powers will be subtracted. Okay, so this is how you're going to solve the problems. And for example, the next you have that it is 1 over x power a. So how you're going to write it? When you take something from denominator to numerator, their sign of power changes. For example, this is plus a, over here it will become x minus a, right? So these are the few rules. Then if you have this thing x into power a whole multiplied with the power of b. So in this case what you're going to do is you will multiply this power a with b. For example, there is this number x power 2 whole power 3. So what you're going to do is x 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. So this will be the answer, right? And if you have a number, let's say x, and its power is 0, what you're going to do is its answer is always going to be 1. For example, there is this number 7 with power 0, so its answer will be always 1. Next, we have this another rule which says that if there is this number xy having power a, this will be distributed over both x and y, means you'll write it as x power a into y power a, right? And if you have x y under root, so it will be x under root into y under root, right? So these are the few of the formulas you have to use in case of exponents and powers. Okay, moving on to the next page. For example, you have to calculate part of a percentage. Part of percentage. How do you do that? For that, for example, it's part equals to percent divided by 100 into whole. Okay, for example, you have this question which says that what will be 75% of 300, let's say. So how you're going to do this? You'll write x is equals to, what is the percentage? 75 divided by 100 multiplied by whole, which is 300. So if you solve this, you will get 225. So the 75% of 300 is 225. This is how you are going to calculate the percentage. Then if you have to find out the multiples, for example, what are the multiples of 2? So they are 2, 4, 6, 8, up to so on, all the even numbers, right? So multiples are basically the numbers which comes in any specific table. For example, the table of 2, 3, so on, anyone. Okay, so next we will move to the rules of factorization. When you have to do the factorization, what are the rules? For example, the first rule is if you have two brackets, let's say x plus a and x minus a. How will you simplify these? We use FOIL method. We call this as FOIL method. What you're going to do is you will once multiply x with this whole bracket and then you'll multiply a with the whole bracket. So how will it come out to be? For example, x, then this bracket x minus a, then you write plus a into x minus a, right? And then you'll simply multiply x into x will be x square minus x into ax plus this ax, and then over here you have to take this sign and this sign. So minus and the plus gives us a minus, so it's going to be a square, right? So minus ax plus ax cancel out, you are left with x square minus a square, right? This is how you're going to do factorization through FOIL method. This also gives you another formula, this term actually, that when you are having any two numbers, for example x square minus y square, if you are having numbers in this form, what you're going to do for the simplification, you'll write this term once with plus sign and once with minus sign. Okay, so you have to remember these also. And then for example, you have this formula in which you are asked for a plus b whole square, right? So what will be the formula over here? A square plus b square plus 2ab, right? You'll simply just put in the values and calculate. Next we have formulas for linear functions. Okay, for linear functions, for example, there are these two sets, which is a x1 y1, and then there is b which has values x2 y2. Okay, so what you're going to do is you have to know few of the formulas if this situation is given. For example, if you are asked to find the distance between these 2 points, so what will be the distance formula over here? You'll simply put an under root and x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay, this will be your distance formula. If you are asked to find the midpoint between these two formulas, so what is going to be the midpoint? It will be x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Putting the values in calculating, you will get two of the values which will be actually the midpoint. And then the third thing you want to know is the slope. How you calculate the slope? Slope is basically rise over run, which is equal to the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, for example, you have this graph over here and you have to calculate the slope, and this is the straight line. Okay, let's say this is 1 2 3, 1 2 and 3. So you will choose two of the points on x-axis and label it as x1 and x2, extend these to the slope line, and from here you'll move it to the y-axis. Wherever it touches y-axis will be y1 and y2. Now you have the values, you'll just simply put in this formula and you'll come to know to the value of slope. Next, we're going to discuss about intersecting angles. For example, you have this diagram, right? So what angles are going to be equal to each other? If this is angle A, this will also be angle A. And if this is angle B, this will also be angle B, right? For example, you have two parallel lines and there is this line intersecting. So which angles will be equal to each other? If this is angle A, this is also going to be angle A. And if this is angle A, this will also be angle A, and this is also angle A, right? This will be B. If this is B, this will also be B. If this is B, so this is also going to be B, and if this is B, this is also going to be angle B. So this is how the angles, the intersecting angles will be equal to each other. Next, we have Pythagoras theorem when you have to find the unknown in a right angled triangle. For example, this is the right angle triangle. Right angle means which has 90-degree, right? This is A, B, and C. So if like you're given with the value of C and B and you have to find A, you will use Pythagoras theorem, which is like A square plus B square is equals to C square, right? And now A over here is base, B is perpendicular, and C is hypotenuse. Okay, how you have to identify that which is base, which is perpendicular, and hypotenuse? Actually, the line which has two angles, for example, I'll tell you that this angle is 30-degree, let's say, okay, or x can be any value, right? The other angle you already know without even measuring that it is going to be 90-degree. So the line which has two angles on it will be the base, and the line, the straight on base, is perpendicular, okay? And the one which joins these two, the slant line, that is actually called hypotenuse. Last but not the least, you need to know the area, the formula for area. For example, area of triangle is 1 by 2, sorry, 1 by 2 base into height. Then area of circle is pi r square. Okay, and for the circumference of circle, we have this area, sorry, we have this formula which is 2 pi r, right? And then for example, if you need the area of rectangle, so for rectangle you have this formula which is length into breadth. Okay, so this is the basic formulas you need to know for your stat test. We'll be moving on to the practice tests very soon. I'll be uploading the videos which will be containing the solution for the practice test. So don't forget to like, subscribe the channel, and share this video for all who are about to give their sat test.